Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Baldy, and in today's video, I didn't want to make this video, to be honest, but I felt like it had to be done. So, with all the Zangief buffs in Season 2, there's been a lot of people complaining and saying that, oh, he's top 1, oh, he's a top 3 character in the game, and I realized that, yes, he is definitely a much better character than he was before. I'm not even going to deny that for a second. But he still has quite a few issues to him. And there's some things that I see too many people let go by. And to be honest, I also made this video, so maybe he won't get unnecessarily nerfed in the next patch. But that's besides the point. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to deal with Zangief, some of his more cheesy stuff, and just like little things that some people may or may not know about. There's one thing I see happen quite a bit. This is kind of in like lower MR ranks or like any like diamond and below, and people will see that a gief is doing their charge heavy kick, and they'll decide to DP it. Now, DPing it is fine. Don't get me wrong. You can still have, you still have space to play and throw out fireballs if you are a character with fireballs. But truthfully, it's actually better to just block this if you do see it. Like, I'll show an example right now. I have enough time to dash and sweep and get a punish. I can do something like this. That also works. This is like this for every character in the game, by the way, because if you see, he's minus 38 there, but even if he like does like a very, very deep, like right before he lands hit, it's still going to be minus 30. So a lot of characters, like really big punish counter moves, are going to hit regardless. You can drive rush afterwards. Depending on how early in the move they hit it, you can even walk forward, drive impact them, which is really, really good. But yeah, there's just a whole list of options that you can do. DPing it, I mean, you do get damage and you do gain that screen space again, but you could also be on top of Gief, who's known for having bad defense in this game, and also drain his meter or get a big combo or go for a setup, anything like that if you just simply block it. Now, I will say there is a very rare scenario where it actually is -1. I didn't recreate it in training mode, but the only time, it's very rare to see that one. You're almost never going to see that one happen. I wouldn't even worry about it. And if you do encounter it in a match, you'll be able to see very clearly when it is. He doesn't have like nearly as much block zone whenever he lands that perfect drop kick, but you have to perfectly space it. You're never gonna actually like see a gief intentionally try to get it. Let's see. Another thing that's really important to know when you're fighting gief is that sweep. His sweep is very, very, very key in his just general game plan. It's a very long-reaching sweep. It has great reward on counter hit and punish counter hits, and he can, even on normal hits, normally he can go for a strike throw or try to take his turn back, anything like that. It's really good. But it has I'd say two glaring issues. Number one, it has 27 frames of recovery. It's not that bad. If you see a whiff, I mean, it's not very hard to, even at this range like this, to just sweep it back and go for a strike throw or anything like that. And it's also very unsafe on block. It's -13, which may not seem like a lot, but to put it into perspective, this is almost like perfectly spaced out. That's a guaranteed punish every single time without fail. Anytime Kane, for example, can block that move, he can get a stand heavy kick off of it, which obviously the reward varies by how far he is, but from what I know with this character at least, that's always guaranteed, which isn't bad. Not bad at all. But that goes for basically every character in this game, really. Rashid, he can always stand heavy kick it. Honda can always crouching heavy punch it. Let's see. Jamie can always sweep it. Marissa can stand heavy punch it every time. DJ gets a huge combo off of it from his standing heavy kick. Gief, 99% of the time, he can just sweep it back. Aki can always sweep it. Akuma can sweep it. Ed can use his crouching heavy kick. to get a combo. Just 90% of the cast has some way of hitting it back for it. I think Manon also has her sweep. So when you do see this, when you do see that you blocked it, you need to know what your character's best option is and respond accordingly to it, because you don't, this isn't the type of move you just want giefs to get away with doing. It's a very good move. And also one thing about it is, say you parry it, that's actually a real thing, because you're going to be able to act out of the drive rush faster when you're already holding parry than if you just did something like this. See, that's not a combo, but then if I were to hold parry, that works for free. So yeah, that's really good. But that's definitely one thing I see people get hit by quite a bit, and it should not happen very much. Let's see. Another important thing you want to keep in mind with Gief is he likes to cancel into his lights very often. It's a very common thing that happens with Gief on every level. But there's some pretty glaring issues with it. I believe it was this one that I had recorded for it. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna have Gief do these two options. One of them, oh, that's not the right one. So one of them is a meaty crouching leg kick. I mean, that's gonna just guaranteed hit, guaranteed combo right there. And then the other one is gonna be a guaranteed throw. It's a meaty SPD. See, I tried mashing right there, it didn't work. Now, this can be very scary to deal with. Sometimes you feel like you want to backdash, but then at that point they're going to do like crouching medium kick or their crouching medium punch into a hell stab lariat, which that can be bad. But if you block a standing light kick or any of his lights, actually, this works for standing light punch, crouching light punch, all of those, he can actually, like any character with a DP, I mean, any character with a DP, if they see that they block it and he drive rushes, this works every single time. Like, it is very consistent. Gief can't block right here. He can't like try to bait it out. He can't backdash. I'm pretty sure if he tries drive impacting, I don't really think that works. That's pretty risky in itself, because you could just not drive not DP at all. So that can be really good. Really, the only way he can deal with it is by guessing with level 1. That's the only way he can do it. Oh. Okay. And even then, like it happened right there, it doesn't always work, but that is the only way he can consistently, quote unquote consistently, because I mean he has to guess with a whole bar meter. It's not really consistent. It's just a complete guess and a read. And if you were to just say not do it right there, he's what, minus 77. So yeah, if you see him canceling off of any of his lights into drive rush, just DP it if you are a character with a DP. Unfortunately, with those characters that don't have DPs, your luck isn't really as good. Like, you can, if the Gief cancels into the command grab or like his medium punch, you can drive reversal it, but that's definitely more risky because he can block the drive reversal. But yeah, another thing that is pretty important to do. Okay, yeah, this is the right one. It's pretty hard to get this link sometimes if you delay it too much. So right there, it's not comboing. I can block it. So then if you do see a blocked lariat, it's very good to just drive impact it. Now, to be fair, there are some caveats to this. Number one, if the Gief is really crazy and he has level 3, he can cancel it into that, which could be scary, but that's very unlikely. And plus, they can only cancel the first hit. So like if you're to block it like this and then drive impact, they're just stuck there. Now, if you don't have meter, or say in this example, you don't have the HP to do it, you're gonna most likely you're just gonna go for any of your like a good cancelable light and go from there. Just a general rule of thumb with the entire cast. So that's one thing you also want to keep in mind. And there's also one thing you do want to keep in mind as well, that if a Gief were to say do standing light kick or any of his lights into Siberian Express, they all have massive gaps in it. Like I really can't state how big of a gap all those lights have into the Siberian Express. I'd say it's pretty reactable. The non-meter one is 28 frames. The metered one is, I think, 23. Yeah. So you can pretty easily just mash a light that's going to beat it pretty consistently. But if you are really good at the timing, you can go for a medium. And then if you're preemptively doing it, I mean, some characters can just like do a heavy and it'll beat it. Because for, say, they do standing light kick into meterless Siberian Express, I think there's about a 14 frame gap in it. It's a huge gap. And then if they do it into EX Siberian Express, that has a 8 frame gap in it. So then your mediums are going to be your best bet right there, obviously, because some heavies aren't going to really beat it very well. Another thing that is very important to know in the Gief matchup, this character is very bad on defense, especially in the corner. So his level 2, I'm going to show an example here. Oh, wait, what? Oh, sorry, that's a block reversal. So I'm going to do just a normal Kin combo, right? I did a meaty light punch. I have enough time to block right there. Let's say I go for throw loops in the corner. I did a meaty light punch. I have enough time to block. This should also work. I'm going to walk up. Meaty crouching medium punch. I have enough time to block. The only real way a Gief is going to get this super off is two things. Number one, you mistime your meaty medium, for example, or you go for a heavy and or a throw. I guess that's three things, but you get the idea. So it's a very risky thing to do. So if you're good at timing your meaties on wake up, you're almost never ever going to get hit by the super at all. It's very hard to get hit by the super if you just don't mess up. It's really that simple. It's too slow to hit anything else. I think it is now the slowest reversal super in the game. I can't think of a single one slower than it. So yeah, really, he just gets mauled on defense if he just do meaty lights here. If he tries drive reversaling, it's the same exact thing. I'll show examples with that right now. Let me see. Okay. This is gonna do a wake up drive reversal. See, I was able to block that. This also works with level 2 as well. If you just jump over it, you get a combo. That's good. So yeah, his defense is just really, really, really flawed. Like, his best reversals are perfect parry, which, I mean, it's a huge risk in itself. Especially now. You can just get thrown and explode. Or his level 2. I mean, his level 3, which... His level 3 is incredibly scary. There's no denying that. But if he doesn't have level 3, your best bet is to just, again, do meaty lights, meaty mediums, and you're probably never gonna get hit by anything on his wake up, really at all. Let's see. Another thing, his level 3, let's say he does do level 3 on wake up, right, and you do bait it. You want to just go for your highest damage combo you possibly can in the scenario, because let's say I just forward jump over it. It is minus 92. This obviously varies by character, but I know, say, Lily, Honda, Aki, any character with like a buff power-up state, most of the time they're gonna be able to like, get that buff power-up state or whatever, or in Aki's case, a puddle on the ground, and just get a huge, huge, huge combo off of it. Like, you really want to make Zangief hurt for missing the super, because this is not the type of thing you just miss. Like, it's a very, very high risk, high reward super. It's the epitome of that phrase. So yeah, that's one thing you want to keep in mind. Let's see, another thing on defense, like in Burnout, he's actually not all that bad, all things considered. His level 2, I mean, it's okay. He can side switch with it. It's not bad, but where he really shines is from his standing heavy punch. His standing heavy punch, since it has 4 frames of armor. Oh, he's not holding it. Hold on. Okay, there we go. What the? Okay, well, it's not working here, but my point is, his standing heavy punch, since it has that 4 frames of armor, he can beat a large majority of, like, say, this into DI. That's a common stun. Other characters wouldn't really be able to get out of that if it wasn't for the super. But because he has that, it is really, really good. The reward also can't be understated. He sends the opponent like super far flying here. He can double dash forward. He's like plus 10, basically right in your face. It's very scary. It's very, very scary. But the way you beat this, it's pretty much just this. Drive rush into the normal, or you want to keep doing your character's like burnout pressure, right? And then you go for the heavy punch into it, because then the armor isn't going to activate in time, so he's just going to get hit by it. So yeah, that's really good. Obviously, it depends. You need to like know when's the right time, or you need to be good with being like basically right on top of the gief. But I can't be understated. Like his burnout pressure, I mean his burnout defense is really good just for that sole fact alone. And I also don't really recommend doing random DIs right here either, because if the gief is looking out for, or like say he's down backing in the corner, he's gonna be able to react to with the standing heavy punch, no matter what you try and do. So then at that point, if they're kind of like waiting it out or just doing something like this, you can kind of mix it up and like, I don't know, maybe sneak in a throw. But again, that just varies by the character. Really, I just don't recommend doing random DI right here, because if the gief is good, they're probably gonna react to the DI. It's 26 frames? Yeah, it's not very hard to react to it even in that situation. Let's see. This is also it's definitely a situation that happens. So gief has this fake safe jump setup that he has, where I'll show an example of it. Okay, there it is. Let me turn on his meter. Let's do all of it. Where see, he hits you right. You try to anti-air with the normal button. You try to anti-air with, say, normal button here, right? Say for a Ken, he has crashing heavy punch. It gets hit. You say try to press your standing light punch here. You get hit. So then you think, oh, he's gonna try to press a button here. I'm gonna DP, and this works, right? But he can also just do this, and he blocks your DP for free. He doesn't have to press anything here, and your DP can get blocked. Now, this is something that varies pretty heavily by character, but like they like to do in the mid screen as well. But again, if they can block the DP, like almost any character's EX DP, I don't think there is a single character EX DP that will beat it right here. Like no matter what he does, if he blocks, like he's gonna be able to block an EXTP every single time without fail. But if you're a character with a say a 5-frame light DP, okay, this is the one set to block, by the way. Oh, okay, yeah, this option is set to block. That always hits. This is, I'm now gonna switch to the one where he does the heavy normal. It always hits. It's guaranteed. Some characters can do this mid-screen as well, but the main issue with doing it mid-screen is that, simply put, the light DPs really don't have any range. They're like almost exclusively vertical, so you're really not going to be able to hit him, and then you're just going to whiff a DP right in his face, and then you just explode and you die. So that's really, really not good. I think the characters that can get away with doing this are Juri, Ryu, Ken, Guile, Chun-Li, Jamie. I know Zangief. He can just do his level 3 if he sees him jump. Like, and since his level 3 is a grab, no matter what they do on your wake up, they're gonna get grabs regardless. Because if gief does empty jump, he has, I think, 8 frames of whiff recovery. Not whiff recovery, 8 frames of landing recovery. So yeah, that's one thing to keep in mind. Again, there's layers to it. Obviously, you're not gonna be able to hit it every single time. It's pretty risky to do mid-screen as well, but it's pretty consistent to do in the corner for sure. I honestly think that's really all I got for this video. Gief is definitely way, 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 way better than what it used to be. There's no denying that. But I've just seen like basically propaganda tweets of like Gief just spamming standing medium kick, and then this Chun-Li is just basically like walking forward into it every single time without fail, even though they're not actually doing the proper whiff punishes like their sweep or say, I mean, you can kind of stand heavy punch it. Really, the best way to whiff punish this move is to just sweep it. Yeah, it's just a really good move. But I've seen so much like people complaining about Gief. I really don't understand why people are putting him so high on tier list now, because really, if his defense is going to be as bad as it is, there is no way in my mind and in my opinion that he's going to be some top tier menace. So yeah, I hope this video helped. Gief's definitely good. He's definitely scary. Way better than what he used to be. But he's not an invincible wall that you just can't beat. So I hope this video helped in any way it could have. And if you guys liked it, remember to like, comment, subscribe. I want to get to 500 subscribers before the summer ends. That'd be awesome. And yeah, I'll see you.